Okay, everyone, Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. Hope you're doing fantastic. Well, we have the ENJIN ENJ on the chart update today in the video, alongside its sister, brother, whatever, from another mother, Efinity. So, of course, the big topics around these two projects at the moment are around the Polkadot's Parachain auctions going on, along with Consumer as well. So they missed out on the first one. I think that was down to a Moonbeam project. We'll go into that in a second. So these guys are looking for slot 4 right now in the Parachain auctions. Now I think that commences, if I'm not mistaken, the 2nd of December. So a bit of time left, but I wanted to touch on a couple of other items as well. Now before we go into a bit of this news around the Parachain, someone mentioned a comment in the last video about the market cap going up significantly in a short period of time, about a week or so ago. And I was tracking back here. Let's look at here on the digital coin price, for example, and I've looked at a few others just to confirm it. So this is probably what they're talking about. I can't remember who mentioned this in the comments, but thank you for bringing it to the attention. So around the 11th or 10th of November, we had the market cap around $88 million. And then look at this. We had a big, massive shoot up to around 262 million market cap, which I think is quite incredible, really, to be honest. And there's not too many answers out there as to why this has happened. I need to maybe dig a bit more, but I have been doing a kind of a bit of hunting. So, of course, we've got this Parachain situation going on at the moment, and a multitude of different exchanges very much helping or trying to get people to stake DOT to help the bidding process. So even currently right now, and I think this is possibly towards the aspect of the 2nd of December's one maybe, of course currently in 3rd place at the moment. So interesting to see how that tells apart over the next coming days or weeks for sure. End of crowd loan occurs, I think, on this particular one, the 17th of December. So they're really going for it across a multitude of exchanges. We'll have to see how that goes. That's part of the crowd loaning to really push those. Not consistently in this particular aspect of the Parachain, but trying very much to, of course, build the momentum, build the awareness, and try and push for those top spots. So really interesting to see how that goes out. But I was putting in some information off this article here. So, of course, the first slot here mentioned batch 1 of auctions ended yesterday. So this is, what, 3 days ago now, as of recording. So Efinity finished in 8th place. I was quite surprised by that. I thought it would be a bit higher than that. But however, over 1 million DOT was raised in the auction, according to statistics, from parachains.info. So Akala DeFi platform. So this is Moonbeam, I think. Yeah. So against. Okay. So they won the first slot after a neck and neck against Moonbeam. So Moonbeam were on there already as well. So Akala Network got that top spot. Very interesting. I would like to do a video over that one at some point. But I thought it was quite interesting around here. Was obviously the mention about December the 2nd. So a total of 5 slots in the first batch, and they're looking to try and obtain the 4th. But this is what I was kind of confused about. So community essentially decides the fate of Efinity Parachain. As we just showed you a few examples with the exchanges and everything on a voting system and basically staking DOT as well. So it's kind of, it's a difficult one. Like obviously, if you believe in the project, you're going to put more into a certain one, and it's kind of a weird situation really. It's kind of cool, but weird in my opinion, in the sense that surely projects should just go ahead, not based on people's popularity or mechanism of pushing this, that, and the other for it in staking, but like actually what the project is about. But that's just my thoughts around that, and I totally get this aspect of it, and it's kind of cool and funky. I get it as well, kind of a reward system with this. But what I thought interesting here was, so ENJIN, whatever, created an incentive for his community to contribute to the crowd loan, saying in a press release that a fixed pool of 10% of EFI supply, which equates to 200 million EFI tokens, which will be distributed proportionally to contributors. Now, this is where I'm getting a bit stuck with this information now, is this around where we could see perhaps the aspect of the movement in the market cap. It remains to be seen. I need to dig into a bit further. If you have any ideas as to why this jumped up specifically, other than what I've just mentioned, do let us know in the comments below. I don't know everything, and I do the best I can with some research and searching around and everything for videos if I can. But yeah, I'm finding a lack of information really around this. But of course, the big aspect of this is trying to push for the metaverse. 100 million Efinity metaverse fund established by Efinity on the Parachains as well. So there's a big task ahead. Obviously, a lot of money up for grabs, and I quite like this actually. If it shows me, yeah. So this is the ecosystem of ENJIN and Efinity currently. There's a multitude of various really cool games on there, big projects in terms of adopters. I don't really care about the exchanges. I mean, they're on pretty much most of them anyway. But what I really like is that this is organic growth, if you like, and obviously they've done a very good job at that. And as I say here, what will we do with Efinity if they got the $100 million fund? Now, I think ENJIN is an absolutely incredible platform. We've done an intro video on those before, as we have done with Efinity, both different in their own way, but of course coinciding with the mechanism of being able to essentially create more and more games and utilization through things like the metaverse in the future. So these two projects, in my opinion, are absolute giants in the making. I was very fortunate to get hold of ENJIN very early. And I'm sure Efinity, I haven't got any yet, but I will probably be looking to bag some in some dips coming forwards. But I do think, realistically, like if this does get a Parachain slot, I truly believe the price is going to absolutely fly. The awareness of it in general will be mental, but the project itself as well, just on another level, really. And like I said, I'm surprised it finished that low, but equally, there were some massive major projects ahead of it as well. So, I don't think it's bad if they finish and get that fourth spot. They might not even get that. We'll just have to see. So here we go, gunning for the fourth slot of this first batch of auctions, which will be decided on December the 2nd. So yeah, lots of crazy things going on with both these projects. Like I said, I'm very interested in this aspect, whether this was the consideration towards the market cap, albeit it mentions that this was perhaps earlier in the month. So ENJIN mentioned in the press release on November the 4th that the crowd loan will allow individuals to stake their .eth ENJIN USDC blah blah for EFI awards. So it's going to be interesting to see what plays out in terms of the answers around this, but we'll just have to play it by ear and see if we can find any more information on this. But do let us know if you have any thoughts around that as to what that might have occurred there. But let's go into the chart of both of these. Let's start with ENJIN. So we had this nice tail up, a new all-time high, which came in at $3.90. I haven't touched any of my ENJIN yet. I'm waiting for a few higher markers before I want to do that. I do generally believe that this will get to at least $10 in this bull run. Some are saying a lot higher, maybe towards 15. I think that's definitely possible as well, especially with the momentum of things like the Parachain and just general gaming in crypto and the world, as we say. Big massive projects going forwards. So I do think that's possible, and to be in this position only a couple of days ago at that near $4 mark is absolutely sensational. And I think it's just showing there's plenty more in the tank for this. What I would just be cautious of, as per usual, is just any potential drop downs, because we did have a couple pairing down here. This was around mainly, to be fair, the Bitcoin leveraging failures, so that's understandable because it brought most of the market down with it. But look at this, the retraction is incredible, which clearly shows to you that your ENJIN and even Efinity in itself were very undervalued. I mean, you could say it's undervalued, but actually in terms of its life cycle, it's obviously still quite new, still developing, of course. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not too bad. I just think these kind of projects, especially within gaming and NFTs, is absolutely phenomenal space to be involved in, and especially investing in. So I'm sure there'll be a couple more corrections along the way. We're still very much edging all over the place at the moment with this histogram here. Before we go back to the chart, let's just have a look at this. So the RSI dropped down to around 50, very much in a bit of a limbo mode there. But as I said, it retraced back, and it did that again here previously on the 10th of November as well. So this is showing great strength and belief behind the project from investors, whether that be retailer or institutional. I mean, the volumes are phenomenal that are going in. But if I'm trying to maybe zoom in a bit more here just to see if I can pull in this MACD. So we literally just skimmed it over and went into a bit more of a bullish mood. Not massive right now, so we're being a bit cautious on this, but it is above that orange line right now. So the RSI has slightly picked up again as of the last couple of days, rise and drop. So we're back down up to this 60 mark. In my opinion, there is plenty of room in the tank. This bit is what of great interest to me. So we've obviously had a bit of a sell-off here, and it cooled off very quickly and then jumped slightly into the positive area already. So I think we're going to get a bit more stabilization around this area that we are currently at with the price point around 350. We need to try and perhaps get a close over that 350 today and tomorrow, because I think if it drops under 350, that's quite a psychological number. It might pull us down again, as it did today already. To be fair, we got a 315, and again it's just dragged it back up. So it's very clear, guys, that any kind of big drop, it is being sucked up immediately. Obviously, we had a big tail up here. Let's just have a look at what that move was from down these areas to around here. So roughly all the way up there to about 40% gains there. So that's understandable why profit was taken here. Dropped a bit further, came back up. So like I said, around this mark, very interestingly, around this sort of 350 mark is going to be very interesting over the next couple of days. We'll see how this tails out. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to have more room in the tank, not just short term, but very much long term as well. Like I said, I do think in the bull run we will hit at least $10 for sure, in my opinion. But that's all based on roadmap. It's based on aspects of growth in terms of organic moves as well, general awareness, and of course what's going on with Parachain and what's going on with the gaming world and NFT world in general too. So I think that's pretty realistic in my head. Let us know what you think about in the comments below. Let us know what you think your price predictions are for ENJIN as well. So let's see how this plays out in the next couple of days. We'll try and do an ENJIN update in the next few days, perhaps maybe the end of the week, and especially as we gear towards that 2nd December move. Obviously this is ENJIN. We'll have a look at Efinity now as well. Obviously had a very nice, very nice take up. So this is of course probably around the fact of the Parachain auctions going on, arguably phasing off here, possibly around the aspect of maybe it potentially failing or whatever. But the profits have been taken. And here we go again. Look at that. Look at that nice tail up. So really pulling it back even in a short space of time of what, 3 or 4 days. We bought the buy area here. So for those that maybe have had some buy orders around the area, congratulations. We did stick that in there from historic data information purposes, because we obviously had some, it's not a very old project, but clearly there's some action around here in terms of resistance, which we saw previously. That's why we had the low end spectrum, and we also had a higher end spectrum here because there's a lot of touch points around this area too. So we're really pleased to see that tail up. I didn't take advantage personally. I know Steve did around this area, so well done to him and all those out there that did. I just have so much in my portfolio right now. I can't keep adding things, so I'll probably be a bit more patient, see if it comes down any further. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm happy for everyone out there that's got this token. It's absolutely phenomenal. Whether it gets to Parachain or not, there's still great things to come from this project. So again, similarly to ENJIN, let's just pull up the price here, see what reflective movement we've got here. So 153 is the current price as of recording. Very similar aspect in terms of ENJIN actually, in the sense we've had a little very small pullback, but if we can maintain this 150, I think we'll start pulling Efinity back up again, especially as we go towards that 2nd of December feature of the Parachain auctions. Could we come back up to here again? I'm not sure. This is a bit far off I think the previous all-time high, which indicates on the launch essentially, to be honest. I can't really consider that too much, but there's an argument to say 334 is a target possibly in this current bull run. certainly a smaller target, but I do think we would go probably a bit higher than that if Efinity progresses as we think it will. But certainly I'm very interested, particularly around here at this sort of 213 mark. So we need to get back to that $2 mark to see how we are reflecting in terms of support and resistance on this. But like I said, I do anticipate this to start pulling itself back up eventually, because we have been in this bearish mood for a few weeks now. We had the switch over here on the 14th or 15th of November. Since then, been in a bit of a bear mode. But look at that narrowing. And I'd love to see over the next few days, possibly by the weekend, for that to switch back over. The RSI is looking a bit stronger again. Now we've had the dip down. The histogram down here is showing that the selling off is cooling. And we might just be doing that, as I said, by the end of this week, hopefully, seeing Efinity switch back across, and that would put it in very good timing as well at the end of this week, obviously over Black Friday. But we go into December very much this time next week, and that's where I think we're going to see some really big activity for both this and ENJIN as well. So I thought I'd just do a quick update on here. Like I said, let us know in the comments below if you have any thoughts around that market cap situation. Like I said, I don't know everything. Openly admit that. I'd be very interested if someone knows. Fantastic, and I'll obviously credit you guys in the next video for that information. But as a moment, I can't find a thing on it at all. I have a Scooby-Doo about it. So guys, we'll catch up with these two projects towards the end of the week, and certainly, absolutely, maybe even do a live show kind of thing around the auction date of this next Tuesday. Well, that's next Tuesday UK time. I'm not sure what it is around the world, but we'll certainly cover this in finer detail as things progress with the Parachain auction. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.